Hi, how's everybody doing? It's Crazy Monkey here again. I'm going to do another blog update. This is going to be about politics. I haven't done a politics update in a while now. Been here in Ogden, Utah about 3 weeks. There's a lot of issues going on right now about politics. I really want to talk about it. The main issue is the terrible shooting in Florida, where 17 children died in the high school. And, the NRA had the solution to this. Like many years ago, after that first school shooting, the big school shooting in Sandy Hook that killed like 20 children in the elementary school, and they said they need to arm the school teachers, arm the principal, have an off-duty police officer and an on-duty police officer at the school. And then that's way, when the shooter starts shooting, you have somebody that can shoot back and take the shooter out immediately. So instead of the shooter killing 20 people, the shooter might kill 1 or 2 people. So the carnage is way, way less. And, the NRA had the solution, and the liberals refused to do it. The liberals refused to do the solution. Instead, they just want to bash conservatives, bash gun owners, bash the NRA, when it's the conservatives, the gun owners, and the NRA that had the solution. And I know what a lot of liberals are going to say. You're going to say, but, Crazy Monkey, you just admitted that you would still have like 1 or 2 people die. Well, maybe, maybe not. We don't know. I mean, obviously, if the person pulled the gun out and started shooting, obviously the teacher might be able to shoot that person immediately, preventing anybody from dying, but it's possible they could kill 1 or 2 people before they were taken out. We don't really know exactly what would happen, but we do know that the carnage would be way, way less if teachers, principals, security, like off-duty police officers at the schools were armed and were taught security, and they were taught how to engage an active shooter. We know the carnage will be way, way less. We know that. And the liberals will say, well, let's just ban all guns and the carnage will go. Well, no, it's not going to happen. That wouldn't happen because these psychopaths would get guns illegally, and they would still do it with the guns illegal, or they would just use a car as a weapon like the Islamic terrorists do in England and different places in Europe where they use cars and trucks as weapons to kill people. So the reality is that the sad, sad truth is it's very difficult to totally stop this. But what you can do is you can arm the teachers, arm the principal, have an off-duty police officer so they can respond immediately. And they can stop it immediately instead of 10 minutes later after 20, 30 people are dead. They can stop it and hopefully have the carnage at 0, or it's going to be like 1 or 2 people. That is really the solution. The NRA had the solution, and nothing the liberals are offering is going to come close to being as good as what the NRA said. In fact, what the liberals offer is going to make the carnage go higher. It's going to make the killings go higher. I mean, the liberals actually do the opposite of what they say. They say, oh, we'll ban guns and there'll be less killing. There'll actually be more killing because the mass murderers, the terrorists, will just use cars as weapons and they'll kill people like that. So the reality is that the only way to really stop this is to listen to what the NRA said, because they had the solution. They had the solution after Sandy Hook, and they still have the solution today. I'm going to give you an article about that real quick. And then another article is about Marie Le Pen at the CPEC conference that they're just having. Marie Le Pen gave a great speech, and then the NRA, they had like 2 people in the NRA, they gave great speeches as well. And it's really good to see, these conservatives giving great conservative speeches. All too often in our society, we got fake, phony rhino Republicans, that aren't really conservative. So, it's nice to see at the CPEC conference Marie Le Pen and the 2 people from the NRA giving really great conservative speeches. That's really nice to see. So I'm just going to show you the article real quick. So this is a really, really good article. All right, my camera won't even focus it. Maybe now it will focus. All right, there it goes. All right, this is from Breitbart. And there's the article. I suggest everybody read this article. It's really, really important to read this article to understand what the Democrat Socialist Party is doing to this country. It's basically NRA, Wayne LaPree warns CPAC attendees of socialist agenda after Florida shooting. You know, the Democrat Socialist Party is trying to wreck this country. He's basically saying that Democrat leadership would implement a socialist agenda after last week's shooting in Parkland, Florida, that killed 17 people. The Democratic Party is trying to turn this country socialist. They're trying to turn it into a Venezuela, North Korea nightmare. And, all the socialist countries in Europe are having lots of trouble because the socialist ideology is just horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. But this is a really, really good article. I suggest everybody read it. It really shows you that the Democrat Party they're way worse than just, say, a liberal. They're really socialist. I mean, a lot of these leading Democrats are trying to turn this country socialist. At first, it will go the route of Sweden, and Sweden's having massive trouble. And then it will get into like Venezuela, North Korea level if it keeps going that direction. Sweden used to be a wealthy, prosperous country because they embraced capitalism, they embraced the Renaissance, they embraced Western values. And now Sweden is falling apart because they're having massive, massive out-of-control immigration, just massive immigration, massive Islamification of their country. Just thousands and thousands of Islamic refugees are pouring into Sweden, and the country's just totally changing, and it's going to collapse. I mean, that's what Sweden would do. I mean, once it becomes 50, 60, 70, 80%, Islamic, that are mostly poor from Africa, once that happens, their country will economically collapse, and it will turn into Venezuela. And that's the plan. That's the plan. The plan is to destroy the West, turn us into the third world. That's the plan. That is exactly what they're doing. And I'm not against moderate Muslims. I mean, moderate Muslims are fine with me. But the problem is that they're just opening the West to just massive out-of-control immigration. And they're just bringing in crazies and terrorists and just bringing in everybody. They're bringing in some moderate good people, yeah, but they're bringing in a lot of crazy people and criminal people. And then a lot of these people are on welfare and every food stamp program you can imagine. And then it's just going to bankrupt us, and then we're going to turn into Venezuela. And that's what they want. They want us to turn into Venezuela so they can then enslave us and pay us like dirt cheap wages. And then the wealthy socialist elites are going to make all the money off turning us into Venezuela, paying us ultra low wages. And then they're going to make all that profit, because that's basically who supports the socialist system. It's supported by these billionaire elites, and it's supported by these radicals in these colleges, these radical leftists in these colleges that are preaching socialism and hatred of, Western values. So I just want to say that real quick, and this is a really good article to read. Thank you.